See, this is the fascinating thing about filmmaking to me. It's the fact that it's always the story behind the story is where the real power is where the real power is. And it's the fact that you two have actually made this wonderful film that hasn't been seen, but yet you put together a star cast of Tess Harper, Jill Clayburgh, Alfred Woodard, Charles S. Dutton, and Allison Elliott playing you. And I mean, there has to be some reason why this film, beyond this film, why it didn't come out. Because this film, most studios would die for a picture like this.
Steve, it was tied up with a lot of old lives, and as Lillian said, you know, when she said that why would I stay with my mother who raised me? Well, my mom happened to be the town drunk. It didn't matter whether she was black or white. She was a character in a pistol, and there was always this mystery around my life, and it ties into why the movie. Not only did we get to do the real story, that movie was actually, we had to change all things, as I said, and then we got stopped with 2 days left of filming, and that was all the way back in 1990. So what we weren't able to tell is my grandfather was Dr. George Hodel, and when I didn't find out all this information until I actually went to Hawaii to meet my birth mom, and it was during that time period that I met Lillian. When I met my birth mom, if you can imagine, not only am I finding out I'm really not part white and part black, and that was all a lie, and I really wasn't going to darken, but she also tells me that I was given away due to an incest trial. And then she goes on to tell me that her father was involved with the Black Dahlia murder, and I'm like, well, it was sort of bizarre because I had just happened to see a movie that had been made on the Black Dahlia killing, so I'm like, and this was, God, that was like late 70s when that all happened, and I'm like, what do you mean my grandfather, your father, was involved in the killing of Elizabeth Short, the Black Dahlia? First of all, I mean, just imagine, Steve. So it ties into all of that.
And here's a book that was written about the Black Dahlia. It's called The Black Dahlia Avenger, and it's written by
Steve Hodel, my uncle, which is, I'd only met this man a few times in my life prior to this book, and as fate would have it, I would actually deliver the missing detective that had missing transcripts that nailed George Hodel to the case. And once again, it was a God thing, it wasn't me. But what I'm really focused on right now, since my movie, I didn't get to do the real story anyway, even though Alfred Woodard listed in the Washington Post a few years ago, it was her best work. Imagine Alfred Woodard saying that. But no matter what we both did, we've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars borrowing from everybody on the planet to save it, and countless trips.
Now, Lillian was pretty much the financial whiz behind this. I know you were too, but how much money did you raise for this film?
I think at the end of the day, it was close to $8 million.
Close to $8 million? Wow, that's some conviction. You must have really believed in this person.
Well, I said that there's this tremendous power in this story, and the universal truths are so clear that it was a no-miss situation, and that a lot of people can learn from what Fauna went through. And so it was not just, pros and cons and things of that nature. What she went through was extraordinary, and I don't think that it can be refuted. So there is tremendous harm.
And one of the things that I admire about you, Ms. Hodel, is the fact that through all of this that you went through,